Liebe Geschwister,
Dear brothers and sisters, it is wonderful that we are gathered here together again today as the core community of the Lord for the building of the kingdom of peace of the Christ of God. Let us greet one another with a heartfelt greetings in God.
wir befinden uns hier
We are here in the hall of the Sophia Library,
dem
the
Zentrum
center of the free spirit.
und mit
And
angeschlossener
tonight,
Technik
our brothers and sisters in the gathering points in
Sammelbecken in
Italy,
Italien,
France,
Spanien,
Croatia,
Frankreich,
Serbia,
Kroatien,
Slovenia,
Slowenien,
Poland,
Polen,
Hungary, North
Ungarn,
Macedonia, and
Nordmazedonien.
Spain
Es ist
are
immer eine
connected
Freude,
with us
von euch
via
zu hören,
technology.
denn dann
It's
spüren
always a
wir,
joy to hear
eine
from you because
wachsende
then we feel that we are a growing
Gemeinschaft sind.
international community.
Und wir freuen uns
And we are
besonders,
especially
dass auch
happy
Sie,
that you,
liebe Zuschauer
dear
und
viewers and
Zuschauer
listeners,
an TV und Radio
can
sehen,
also participate in our gathering via television and radio,
begrüßen Sie ganz
and
herzlich.
we warmly welcome you.
Als wir das letzte
The
Mal
last
alle
time we were all
miteinander
connected with
auf
each
TV
other, also
verbunden
via
waren,
TV,
sprach Gott
God spoke to
durch den
us
Propheten Ulrich
and to all the
Worte
nations
der
of this
göttlichen
earth
Weisheit zu uns
through the prophet
und zu allen
Ulrich,
Völkern
the
dieser
son
Erde.
of divine wisdom.
Sprach zu
He
uns
spoke to
wie ein
us
lieber
as a
Vater,
loving father
der seine Kinder
who wants to
zur
move
Umkehr
his
bewegen
children
möchte.
to repent and
Sie
turn back
auf das
since they are
Unglück
heading
hinweisen,
toward the
das sie
disaster
sich selbst
they have
erschaffen
created
haben.
for themselves.
Sprach,
He said,
ich bin ein
I
Gott
am a
der
God of
Barmherzigkeit
mercy,
und ich habe
and I
ein
have mercy
mit meinen Kindern.
on my children.
Und weil uns so
And
liebt
because he loves us
und
so
uns
much
immer wieder die Hand reicht,
and reaches out to us again
hat
and
uns
again,
seine erste Tochter
he
gesandt,
sent us his
die Seraph
first
der
daughter,
göttlichen Weisheit,
the seraph of divine
auf Erden
wisdom,
Gabriele genannt.
on earth called Gabriele.
Über 5 Jahrzehnte
For over 5
hat sie
decades,
geschult,
she taught us,
uns das
giving
Handwerkszeug
us
zu
the
geben,
tools we
damit wir
need
den Weg
to
zu
walk
Gott
the
gehen,
path to God
das Friedensreich
and
aufbauen
build the
können.
kingdom of peace together.
Ein Satz
One
aus einer
sentence
Schulung von
from one of
Gabriele
Gabriele's
hat bei mir
schoolings has
tief
stayed with me.
eingeprägt. Der Weg zu
The
Gott
path to God
führt durch das Herz
leads
unseres
through the
Nächsten.
heart of our neighbor.
Es gibt keine Abkürzung,
There is no shortcut,
kein Quereinstieg.
no side entrance.
Gott wohnt in uns,
God dwells in us
im
and
Herz unseres Nächsten.
in the hearts of our neighbors.
Liebe deinen Nächsten wie dich
Love
selbst.
your neighbor as yourself. Jesus of Nazareth already taught this.
Und mir
And
diese Liebe
to develop
meinem Nächsten
this love for my
Schritt für
neighbor
Schritt zu erarbeiten,
by recognizing
mit
and
Christus
overcoming myself
selbst
bit
erkennen
by
und
bit
überwinden.
with Christ,
Das ist für mich
that to me is
Christentum.
original Christianity that is lived.
Gabriele lehrte uns,
Gabriele
dass
taught
schon
us
ein
that
paar
even just a few
Selbstbewusstsein,
selfless
einige
feelings, a few
selbstlose Gedanken
selfless
Glück
thoughts
bringen können
can bring
ins Herz
happiness
unseres Nächsten
to our neighbor's
und
heart
in unser eigenes
and to
Herz.
our own hearts.
Diese Liebe
This love
soll auch
should
unseren
also
übernächsten
extend to our
den Tieren
second neighbors,
und
the
den
animals in the nature
Denn
kingdoms.
Gott sprach
For
in
in
seiner
his
Offenbarung,
revelation, God
dass das
said
Leben
that he
in
is the
allem ist.
life in all things.
Gerade jetzt,
Especially
im
now,
Frühling,
in the awakening of
das Leben
spring,
in der Natur so
life in
deutlich
nature
wieder.
can be felt so clearly.
Vor ein paar
A
Tagen
few days ago,
bin ich am Morgen
I
auf die
went
Terrasse
out onto the
hinausgeschlichen,
patio in the morning,
der Sonne zugewandt
turned toward the
und mich
sun,
innerlich auf
and
Gott ausgerichtet.
aligned inwardly with God.
Und plötzlich
And
flog
suddenly,
ein Schwarm
a flock of
Spatzen
sparrows
laut zwitschernd
flew
an
right
mir
past
vorbei.
me, chirping loudly.
Und ich habe gemerkt, wie
And I
mein Herz
realized
sich
just how my heart rejoiced with them.
solche
These
Momente
moments in
in der
nature
Natur sind
are
Geschenke,
gifts
denn sie
because
helfen uns
they
zu
help us
erfahren,
to experience
ist
that
Freude,
God is joy,
Gott
God
ist
is
Klang,
sound,
Licht,
light,
Farbe.
color.
Ist das Licht,
He is life.
ist die Liebe.
He is love.
Gehen wir mit unseren Empfindungen
Let us
zu
go
ihm.
to Him with our feelings, with the song,
Ist die Liebe.
God is love.
Und anschließend
And afterwards,
können wir noch zusammen in
we
ein
can
gemeinsames
pray
Gebet gehen
together
und das Reich Gottes
and
in
invite the
unsere
kingdom
Mitte
of God into our midst. God is the pure love. He's speaking to you through the whispering wind, through the animals too. He gives you the forests, the mountains, and the dale, the clouds and the heavens, the countless stars above. Sometimes when you're feeling lost and all alone and have no sense of unity, then go deep into your innermost being. Let all things go and turn to me. God is the pure love. He's speaking to you through the whispering wind, through the animals too. He gives you the forests, the mountains and the dale, the clouds and the heavens, the countless stars above. In the stillness can be heard the word of God by he who loves him above all. His creation spirit lives in every word. For all things pure will serve his call. God is the pure love. He's speaking to you through the whispering wind, through the animals too. He gives you the forests, the mountains and the dale, the clouds and the heavens, the countless stars above.
Ich bin die erste
I
Tochter
am the first daughter of God.
in der Seraph
I am the
göttlicher
seraph
Weisheit,
of divine wisdom,
ewiglich mit dem Cherub
eternally
göttlicher
linked
Weisheit
with the
verbunden,
cherub of divine
in der
wisdom
Dualeinheit
in
vor
duality
Gottes Thron.
before God's throne.
Ich war eure Schwester,
I was your
Gabriele,
sister,
die
Gabriele,
Botschafterin und
the
Prophetin
emissary and
für
prophetess
diese Zeit,
for this time,
die eine
which
Endzeit
is an
ist.
end time,
Und zusammen
and together
mit meinem
with
Dual,
my dual,
euch als Bruder
known to
Emanuel
you
bekannt,
as Brother Emmanuel,
grüße ich euch
I
alle in
greet
euren
all
Herzen
of you in your
mit
hearts
einem wahrlich
with
herzlichen
a
Gott zum
truly
Gruß.
warm Greetings in God.
meine Freunde,
My friends,
geliebte Brüder,
beloved
Schwestern,
brothers, beloved
am
sisters,
heutigen Abend
this evening,
hat mein dualer
my
Bruder
dual
Emanuel
brother Emmanuel
den Vorzug
has
gegeben,
given me
dass ich
preference
einmal zu
in
euch sprechen
speaking
darf.
to you.
Und ich freue mich sehr,
And I am very
geliebte Brüder,
happy, beloved
geliebte
brothers,
Schwestern.
beloved sisters.
Ja, ich freue
Yes,
mich ganz
this
besonders
evening
an diesem
I am
heutigen Abend,
especially happy
dass immer mehr
that
junge
more and
Schwestern
more young
das Wort
sisters
ergreifen
are speaking up
und sich einüben,
and
um die
practice
Gemeinde
leading
des Herrn
the Lord's
zu lenken
community
und die
and
TV-Gemeinde
greeting
zu
the TV
begrüßen, um
community
mitzutragen
so as to help
an dem
carry the work of
Christusgotteswerk
the Christ
in
of
dieser
God
Zeit.
in this
Ja,
time.
ich freue
Yes,
mich
I
sehr
am
über
very
die
happy
vielen
about the many
jüngeren
younger
Schwestern.
sisters.
Ich will die Brüder nicht
I
auf die
don't
Seite
want to push
stellen,
the brothers
sondern ich
aside,
will
but
einmal
I do
ein
want
Wort
to
der
give a
Lanze
word
für die Schwestern
and
brechen
stand
in
up
dieser
for
Welt.
the sisters in this
Denn diese
world,
Welt
because
ist
this
nach
world
wie vor
is still
eine
a man's
Männerwelt
world.
und der
And
Inhalt
the
Männerwelt
meaning
ist
of
das,
man's
das
world
euch
is
begegnet,
what you
wenn ihr mit
encounter
offenen
when you
Augen
go
in diese
through
Welt
this
geht.
world with your
Ja, die
eyes open.
Strukturen der
Yes, the
Völker
structures of the nations
sind
are
immer noch
still based on
auf
the
der
rule
Herrschaft
of
des Mannes
men,
aufgebaut, auf der
on
Herrschaft
the rule
von
of
sogenannten
so-called
Würdenträgern,
dignitaries
die nur
who
deshalb
only
äußere
need
Würde
external
brauchen,
dignity
weil sie keine
because
innere
they
Würde
have
haben.
no inner dignity
Ich
whatsoever.
will am heutigen
Today,
Tag
I
wahrlich
truly
einmal eine
want to
Lanze
speak
brechen
up
für die
for the
vielen,
many,
vielen
many
Schwestern in dieser
sisters
Welt,
in this world
die unter der
who
Herrschaft
have to suffer
der Männerwelt
under the
gelitten
rule
haben,
of the man's
bis
world
zum heutigen
up
Tag.
to this very day.
Ich möchte die Schwestern
I
in
want
dieser
to
Welt
truly encourage the
wahrlich
sisters in
auffordern,
this world
aufzuwachen
to wake
und
up and come
herauszukommen
out of
aus
the
den
structures
Strukturen, in denen
in
sie
which
leben,
they are living,
die ihnen von
which
der
have been
Männerwelt
imposed
aufoktroyiert
upon
wurden.
them by the men's
O
world.
sehet,
Oh, see,
bis zum
to
heutigen
this
Tag
day,
ist das Weibliche
femininity
unter der Fuchtel
is
der Männer.
under the thumb of
Und das
men,
Weibliche
and
ist nicht
femininity
das,
is
was die
not
Frau in
what
dieser Welt
women
repräsentiert,
represent in this world,
sondern
but
es sind
rather
die
the
Kindschaftseigenschaften,
filiation
Güte,
attributes of
Liebe und
kindness, love, and
Barmherzigkeit.
mercy.
Also das, was vielen Brüdern
That is
verloren
what many
gegangen ist.
brothers have lost.
Das, warum
It
viele
is
Brüder,
that which
also
is
diese
why
Männerwelt,
many brothers, that is,
voller
this men's world,
Aggressivität und
is full of
Brutalität
aggression and
gegen
brutality
Menschen,
toward human
gegen
beings,
die Natur,
toward nature,
gegen Tiere.
and animals,
Vor allem
but
aber
above all,
gegen die Schwestern,
toward sisters,
gegen die Frauen.
toward women.
Und so will ich einmal
And so
wahrlich
I
eine
truly
Lanze
want to
brechen
stand up
für die
for the
vielen
many
Schwestern,
sisters
die sich
who
zurückziehen in die
retreat into
Einsamkeit,
solitude,
die sich in
who
Klöstern
hide away in
verbergen, weil sie
convents
glauben,
because they
dort den
believe
Christus
that they
Gottes
can serve
besser
the
dienen
Christ
zu
of God
können
better there
und sie nicht zu sehr
and
der
are not
Aggressivität der
so
Männerwelt
exposed
ausgesetzt
to the
sind.
aggressiveness of the men's world.
Wahrlich, ich bin
Truly,
die erste
I
Tochter
am the
Gottes
first daughter of God,
und ich
and I
rufe
call
meine
upon
Schwestern
my
auf,
sisters,
steht auf
rise
in
up
euren
in your
Gefühlen,
feelings,
in euren
in your
Empfindungen und
emotions and
Gedanken
thoughts,
und macht
and
euch
become
bewusst,
aware
wenn ihr
that,
der Männerwelt
generally
dient,
speaking,
ganz
when you
allgemein
serve the
gesprochen,
men's world,
dient ihr dem Gott
you
der
are
Unterwelt.
serving the God of the underworld.
Macht euch
Become
bewusst,
aware.
macht die Augen
Open
auf
your
und schaut
eyes
in
and
diese
look
Welt.
into this world.
Was hat sie euch zu bieten?
What does it have to offer
In den
you?
Staaten und
in the
Religionen
governments and religions,
Männer,
men,
überall Männer.
men
Und die
everywhere,
wenigen
and the
Frauen
few
sind nur
women
geduldet,
are merely
weil die
tolerated
Programmwelt
because
der
they
Männer
have
übernommen
taken
haben.
on the men's world of programs.
Geliebte Schwestern,
Beloved
und ich
sisters,
darf auch sagen,
and I may also
geliebte
say,
Brüder,
beloved
die ihr
brothers,
auf dem Wege
you
seid,
who are on the
in
path of
Christus
preparing the
Gottes
way for the
die
Christ
Wege
of
zu
God,
bereiten, was
which
bedeutet,
means
mehr und mehr
finding your
in
way
Gottes und
more and
Nächstenliebe
more
zu
into the
finden.
love for God and neighbor.
Wahrlich,
Truly,
nehmt die 10
take in
Gebote zur
hand
Hand,
the 10
nehmt die
Commandments,
Bergpredigt
take
zur
in
Hand,
hand the
lebt
Sermon on the
in
Mount,
Einheit,
live in
lebt die
unity,
Gottes- und
live
Nächstenliebe.
the love for God and neighbor.
Liebe Brüder,
Dear
liebe
brothers,
Schwestern,
dear sisters,
in der ganzen
in the whole
Unendlichkeit im Reich
infinity of the
Gottes
kingdom of God,
gibt es kein
there is
Oben,
no
kein
above,
Unten.
no
Es
below.
gibt
There
keine
are no
Würdenträger,
dignitaries.
es gibt keine
There are no
Heiligen,
saints.
es gibt
There
keine
are no
Päpste,
popes,
Kardinäle und
cardinals,
Bischöfe.
and bishops.
Es gibt auch keine
Nor are
Könige,
there any kings
keine Präsidenten.
or presidents.
Es gibt
There are
Verantwortliche,
those who are
aber
responsible,
alle
but
sind
all are
untereinander
brothers and
Brüder
sisters among one
Schwestern.
another,
Und alle sind
and all
geborgen
are secure
in der Gottes-
in the
und
love for
Nächstenliebe
God and neighbor
des
of the
Alleingeborenen.
one Father, Mother, God.
Alle sind
All
Wesen des Lichts,
are beings of light,
Licht
light
seiner
of His
Liebe.
light,
Ja,
yes,
Liebe
love
aus seiner
of His
Liebe.
love.
Oh, Schwestern,
Oh,
Brüder,
sisters,
was
brothers,
habt ihr daraus
what
gemacht?
have you made of
Aus
it,
dieser
of this
selbstlosen Liebe,
selfless love,
was euer
which
Erbe
is
ist,
your
tief in
heritage
euren
deep
Seelen?
in your souls?
Was habt ihr
What have you
aus
made
dieser
of this
unendlichen
infinite
Liebe
love
und diesem
and this
unendlichen Licht
infinite
eurer Seelen
light
gemacht?
of your souls?
Geliebte Schwestern,
Beloved
schaut
sisters,
in die Gesichter
look
der
into the
jüngeren
faces of
Schwestern,
the
die
younger
heute
sisters who are
das
leading
Augengemeinde
the
leiten.
TV community
Schaut,
today. Behold,
junge Schwestern
young
mit
sisters
gefüllten
with
Worten, die in die
fulfilled
Herzen
words
der
that go
Menschen eingehen.
into people's hearts.
Und dann schaut die alten
And
Männer
then
an, die
look at
Würdenträger
the
mit
old
ihrem
men,
Prunk,
the
ihren
dignitaries with their
hohlen,
pomp
ja
and their
leeren
hollow,
Worten.
yes, empty words.
Ihr merkt doch selbst,
You see for
dass
yourselves
dort etwas
that
nicht stimmen
something
kann.
cannot be right there.
Warum
Why
soll
should
das
the
sogenannte
so
Weib
called
in der
woman
Gemeinde
remain
schweigen,
silent in the community?
damit die Herzen der
So
Menschen
that
nicht
people's
berührt
hearts
werden?
are not touched?
Wahrlich, ich
Truly,
sage
I
euch,
say to you,
die Schwestern
sisters
haben viele,
have built
viele
up many,
urchristliche
many
Gemeinden
original Christian
aufgebaut. Die
communities.
Schwestern
Sisters
haben
have founded
Gemeinschaften gegründet,
communities
dem Christus
in order
Jesus
to follow the
nachzufolgen.
Christ of God.
Und die Männer waren
And
es,
over the
die
millennia,
Frauen
it was the
entdeckten.
men who
Die
persecuted and
Schwestern,
waged war against the sisters
urchristliche
and the original
Gemeinschaften
Christian
verfolgt und
communities,
gekriegt haben, ihre
acting out
Grausamkeiten
their cruelty
ausgelebt
on
haben an
defenseless
den wehrlosen
girls,
Mädchen, an
defenseless
wehrlosen jungen
young
Frauen
women,
und auch
and
alten
even
Frauen.
old women.
Immer die
Always
Männer,
the men,
immer
always
hörig dem
subservient to the
Blutopfer
blood
Baal
sacrificing God
bis zum
Baal
heutigen Tag.
right up to this very day.
Wahrlich,
Truly,
ich breche eine
I
Lanze
stand up for
für
my
meine
sisters
Schwestern, die so
who suffer
unsäglich
so
leiden
unspeakably
unter der
under the
Herrschaft der
dominion
Männer.
of men.
Bis zum
Until
heutigen
this
Tag
very day,
gelten die Frauen
women are
niedrig
held in low
in der
esteem
Gesellschaft aller
in the
Völker.
society of all
Bis zum
nations.
heutigen
Until
Tag
this very
ist
day,
eine
there is
Ungleichheit,
an
die wahrlich
inequality
nicht
that
länger geduldet
truly
werden kann.
can no longer be
Wahrlich,
tolerated.
geliebte
Verily,
Schwestern
beloved
weltweit,
sisters worldwide,
schließt euch zusammen
unite
in
in
der
the love for
Gottes- und
God and
Nächstenliebe
neighbor,
und befreit
and
euch
liberate
von den
yourselves
Drangsalen
from the
und
tribulations
die die
and
Männerwelt
chains
euch
that the
auferdrückt.
men's world
Ihr
imposes
seid
upon you.
freie Wesen
You are free
in
beings
Gott, dem
in God, the
Ewigen.
Eternal
Ihr
One.
seid
You are
wahrlich
truly
freie
free
Wesen
beings
ausgestattet
endowed with
mit
all
allen
the
Kräften
powers
des
of the
Seins,
being
genauso
just as your
wie jeder
brothers are
ausgestattet ist
endowed
mit den
with the
Kräften des
powers
Leits
of the being
in der
in the
Gottes-
love
und
for God
Nächstenliebe.
and neighbor.
Wahrlich,
Truly,
diese Welt
this world
muss vergehen,
must pass
denn die
away,
Männerwelt
for the men's
ist
world
gedient.
has become
Am
obsolete.
Horizont
The demise
steht
of
schon
this world
das
is
Verderben
already
dieser
written on the
Weltgeschicke.
horizon.
Und so rufe ich
And so
noch
once
einmal
again,
die
I
Schwestern
call
auf,
on the sisters,
befreit
liberate
euch von
yourselves
all dem,
from
was die
everything
Männer euch
that men impose
aufoktroyieren,
on you,
dass sie
since they know
nur
only violence,
Gewalt, Ausbeutung,
exploitation,
Sklaverei und
slavery, and rape.
Vergewaltigung kennen. Wahrlich, geliebte
Truly,
Schwestern,
beloved sisters,
seid euch bewusst,
be aware
dass ihr
that
Töchter
you are
seid
daughters
eines
of
wahren,
a true,
liebenden Gottes,
loving
eines
God,
Vater,
a
Mutter
Father,
Gottes,
Mother
der
God
in
who
euch
dwells in
wohnt,
you,
dass ihr
that you
lichte
are
Wesen
beings
seid,
of light,
wahrlich
truly
lichte Wesen
beings of
voller
light, full
Anmut,
of grace,
voller Liebe,
full of love,
voller
full
Lichtkraft.
of light energy,
Und ihr dient
and
zusammen
that
mit
together
euren
with your
Brüdern,
brothers,
unserem Vater,
you
Mutter
serve
Gott
our
in seinem
Father, Mother
Sohn
God, and
von
His Son
Ewigkeit
from
zu
eternity
Ewigkeit.
to eternity.
Geliebte Schwestern,
Beloved
macht
sisters,
euch
become
über ihre
aware
Herkunft
of
bewusst.
your divine
Das
origin.
heißt nicht,
That does not
dass
mean
alle
that
Schwestern
all
vollkommen
sisters are
sind.
perfect.
Ihr seid nun
You
einmal
have
auf der
become
Erde
human beings on
unter
earth
der
under the
Herrschaft
rule of the
des
law of the
Fallgesetzes
fall,
zu Menschen
with
geworden,
human and
menschlichen
all
Macht
too
und allzu
human
menschlichen
programs.
Programmen. Aber warum
But why,
müsst ihr
on
darüber
top of
hinaus
this,
auch
do
noch
you
der
also have to
Gewaltherrschaft der
pay
Männerwelt
homage to the
huldigen,
men's world's reign
wenn
of
ihr die
violence, since you
Knechtschafteigenschaften
have truly
wahrlich stark
developed
in
the
euch
filiation
entwickelt
attributes
habt? Denn ihr
strongly
seid
within
nun einmal
yourselves?
das
For you simply
empfangene
are the
Prinzip
receptive
der
principle of the
Knechtschaftseigenschaften.
filiation
Güte,
attributes,
Liebe und
kindness,
Sanftmut.
love, and
Und den
gentleness.
Brüdern
And
seid
let it
gesagt,
be said to the
wachet
brothers,
auf und
awaken
helft
and
euren
help your
Schwestern,
sisters
wenn ihr auf
if you
dem
are
Wege
on the
seid,
path
in
to
Christus
serving
Gottes
the
zu
Christ of
dienen.
God.
Wenn ihr auf dem
If you are
Wege
on the
seid, eure
path
Seelen zu reinigen,
of
um in
cleansing
die
your
Einheit zu
souls
finden.
so as to find your
Und
way
die
to
Einheit
unity,
gibt es
for
nur
unity
zwischen
only
Männern und
exists
Frauen,
between men
wenn
and
sie
women
vereint
when
sind,
they are
zwischen
united
Brüdern und
as
Schwestern,
brothers and
so
sisters
wie im
on
Himmel,
earth
so auch
as
auf
it is
Erden.
in heaven.
Wahrlich,
Verily,
geliebte Kinder,
beloved children,
geliebte
beloved
Gemeinde,
community,
tragt das Wort
carry the
hinaus
word forth
und tragt auch
and
hinaus,
also make known
dass die
that the
Schwestern
sisters
wahrlich
truly
schwer
suffer
unter dieser
greatly
Männerwelt
under
zu
this
leiden
men's
haben.
world.
Nehmt es
Take
wahrlich
it
auf in
truly
euren
to
Herzen
heart,
und prüft
and in the
in den
nations of
Völkern
this
dieser
earth
Erde,
consider
wie ihr,
how
geliebte
you,
Schwestern,
beloved sisters,
Strukturen
can
aufbauen
establish
könnt, um
structures
euch von dem
in
Druck der
order to
Männerwelt
liberate
zu
yourselves
befreien.
from the pressure
Wahrlich,
of the men's
macht die
world.
Augen auf,
Verily,
schaut
open your
in diese
eyes
Welt,
and look into
schaut
this
in eure
world, look
Nachrichten,
into your
schaut
news,
in die
look
Natur,
into nature,
schaut
and
überall die
behold
Zerstörung.
the destruction
Alles
everywhere.
ist das
It is
Ergebnis
all the
der
result of
Männerwelt,
the men's
nach
world,
dem Gesetz
according to the
von Saat
law
und
of
Ernte.
sowing and reaping.
Geliebte Brüder,
Beloved
geliebte
brothers,
Schwestern,
beloved sisters,
wahrlich, es
truly,
war mir ein
it was
Anliegen
a
in meinem
concern in
Herzen,
my heart,
weil ich selber als
because in
Mensch
countless incarnations as
unzähligen
a human being,
Inkarnationen,
in order
um
to
dem Christus
prepare the
Gottes
way
die Wege zu
for the
bereiten,
Christ of God, I
unsagbar gelitten
myself
habe
suffered
unter dieser Männerwelt.
unspeakably under this
Und so
men's
war es
world.
mir wahrlich ein
And so it
Bedürfnis,
was truly a
einmal
need for me
aufzuzeigen,
to point
wie
out
liebevoll,
how
klar und
lovingly,
unkompliziert
clearly, and
junge Schwestern
uncomplicatedly
die
young
Herzen
sisters
der
can
Menschen
touch
in
the
aller
hearts
Welt
of
berühren
people
können,
all over the
im
world,
Gegensatz
in
zu den
contrast
alten
to the
Herren
old men
der
in
Würde.
their positions of
Wahrlich,
dignity.
geliebte Kinder,
Truly, beloved children,
pflegt die Einheit,
cultivate
pflegt die
unity,
5
cultivate the
Prinzipien,
5 principles,
pflegt die Rotation,
cultivate rotation,
entwickelt eure
develop
Talente
your
und
talents and
Fähigkeiten,
abilities, so that you may find unity with your brothers. And in the hearts of the brothers, let it be written, so that they may find unity with their sisters. Truly, a totally different topic today, but it was truly my heart's concern to reveal this, to make this known. The love of the Father, Mother, God applies equally to all beings. The love of the Father, Mother, God applies to human beings, souls, nature, animals, and minerals. All receive the same love. Become aware of this. Love is indivisible, and love for God and neighbor is the fulfillment of the law. Do you want to fulfill the law? Then become the love that daily, hourly, yes, at every moment radiates to you. It is our Father, Mother, God of love, who loves us all so very much, and who, through Christ, our divine brother, who on Golgotha became your Redeemer, is fetching us home. And did he condemn a sister? Did he demand the sword for the sisters? Oh, see, Christ is the love of the Father, Mother, God. Christ is the first Son of God. I, the seraph of divine wisdom, am the first daughter of God. We walk together through the plains and talk about the home bringing, because our Father, the beloved Father, Mother, God, wants to have you all back in the eternal homeland. Beloved sisters, beloved brothers, with this image, I take my leave of you and wish you the peace of the Christ of God. Truly, remain in the love, and may the sisters awaken and escape the clutches of the men's world. That will make this world more peaceful. Peace be with you. Dear brothers and sisters, I am speechless. Only a sister who has been on earth and experienced the world of man can speak like this. Gabriele spoke to us as the seraph of divine wisdom. But just before, at that moment, she was very close, as if she were sitting here at the table with us, smiling at us and rejoicing and standing up for us sisters, for us women. This is a powerful call to all women on this earth, to wake up, to look into this world, and to detach themselves from the principles of the world of men. I'm really very moved. And so many images from the past came up in me. And I had to think about when the revelation came about the men's world, the broadcasts. As a young woman, as a teenager, the injustice towards women was always a mystery to me. And I asked myself, how is that possible? How can God be love, be justice? There is so much injustice towards the female principle. And when this revelation came, a huge weight was lifted from my heart because I knew that it was not God who wanted this and who allowed it, but that it was simply the fallen male principle. Yes, it really lifted a weight off my heart, and I was grateful for that because then I was also able to let go of this pain within me and also to reach out to my brothers, to my friends. And I understood that it is not the Father. It does not come from there. We're all equal. It is a unity, just as she said. In the eternal kingdom, there is no above and no below, no dignitaries, nothing of the sort, but we're all brothers and sisters. And I think that the way I'm feeling right now is certainly how all of us here in this hall feel, as well as our brothers and sisters in the gathering points. If you like, we could now share how we feel after hearing our sisters' words. I am so happy that our dear sister Gabriele has spoken for all women in this world. In fact, while we were preparing for this evening, we already talked about the fact that we are here now as women, as young women, and that we will talk about the loving Father, Mother, God. And that is actually something unique in the world because in many religions, it is so. When God is spoken of, it is the men who speak, never the women. And it is as Gabriele said, God's love goes to everyone equally, just as the sun shines on everyone equally. So he radiates his love equally to all of us.
My heart was also deeply touched by our sister Gabriele's words. And I felt again more strongly how invaluable it is to live in a community where we strive for equality among brothers and sisters, where everyone is free, where sisters may develop freely and brothers may develop freely as well, where we may develop the divine qualities from within us. How invaluable it is that we strive for unity among ourselves. And I am also happy and hope that many women's hearts will be touched, that many women may liberate themselves. What Gabriele was speaking, it was like a breath of liberation passing through me. Free yourselves. You are allowed to be free. Everything is contained within you. I am happy.
Dear brothers and sisters, tomorrow the world celebrates the so-called International Women's Day. But you believe just as little as I do that any speech given in this context could even come close to the love, the depth, the power of the words of the Seraph of divine wisdom that we heard this evening. And what kind of a world is it that she has spoken into now? Once again, mothers are being persuaded they ought to sacrifice their sons because there is war. And women are being persuaded that they have to sacrifice their husbands for the war. Dear sisters and dear brothers, as original Christians, we reject this alleged logic of violence. Our mission is a love for God and neighbor.
Next, we have a contribution from the gathering point in Macedonia.
Dear brothers, dear sisters, this revelation from our sister Gabriele has touched my heart deeply. It is something I have been feeling for many, many years. And I am striving that we help the sisters to free themselves from the prisons of this world.
Dear brother, thank you very much for your comment. I think it's wonderful that there are many brothers who have already set out on the path that leads closer to God and that is closer to the love for God and neighbor. And I think that we as brothers would do well to take this seriously, to look at ourselves, to see where we can open our hearts, where we can be there for our neighbors. Then we will also gain more and more understanding for our sisters. And then I think it will automatically follow that we help them to attain freedom in this world as well. Among one another, we're all brothers and sisters. That is the goal. Thank you very much for calling in.
A comment with Jose.
I would also like to thank Gabriele very, very much for speaking so strongly into the hearts of the sisters or women of this earth, encouraging them to let their talents, their abilities, their strengths, as she said, their grace and beauty simply come to the fore. And above all, I would like to thank Gabriele for being a living example as a sister, as a woman in the love for God and neighbor toward animals and toward people, and for speaking so deeply into the hearts of us sisters tonight. Thank you very much.
Yes, my feelings and thoughts were similar. For me, liberation means that as a woman, you don't necessarily have to conform in order to survive in this world and assimilate to the men or the other extreme to cower. Rather, liberation lies in this, and that is the Gabriele's greatest encouragement, that we as sisters say, stay true to developing the filiation attributes even more. And that is what this world so desperately needs. I find it epoch making what the Seraph of Divine Wisdom speaks into the atmosphere, to the sisters, into the hearts of the sisters, but also into the hearts of the brothers. One can only be thankful for this.
I would also like to express my heartfelt thanks to Gabriele. One sentence in particular touches me, and that is the sentence where she told us to stand up in our feelings, in our emotions, in our thoughts. This also made me think of the many women who, as sometimes happens nowadays in this world, also apply the characteristics of men to themselves, like merciless and strong. One must keep going. And that is actually not the feminine principle. It is not the love. It is not patience. It is not mercy.
I think what you say is beautiful, Vanya. Regarding these images that came to me, I also remembered when I started working, when I entered the professional world, which was very much dominated by many, many men in management positions. And at the time, I also thought to myself, do I have to adopt this now so that I can make it, so that I can get ahead, that I gain experience or become better? Or is this the right way now? Then, fortunately, came the revelation about the world of men. But then I also read in Leo Bene's book about the principles of a woman, that is, the feminine principle. And the way she describes the feminine principle in it, it reminded me of something, as if something had been awakened, like, that's right, that's how I want to be, that's how I want to treat my fellow human beings, to consciously be there for my neighbor in peace, in harmony, in the love for God and neighbor. And that's great.
It's a sad fact that women often try to emulate men in their characteristics. So perhaps we can simply tell women that harshness, sharpness, brutality are nothing but the weakness of us men. That is not the strength of the male principle, but its weakness. And the whole world suffers because of this. Nature suffers, the animals suffer from this. The whole climate catastrophe is ultimately a male inspired development in this world, a satanic occurrence, and has nothing to do with the principles of positive and negative, male and female. And today, Gabriele has called out into this world such a revolution of love for sisters and also for brothers, for a whole new togetherness in the lives of people among one another. And I'm very happy when it reaches many, many human hearts, sisters, but also brothers, because we are called upon to grow into the filiation attributes.
First of all, I would simply like to say thank you to Gabriele, our sister. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart, I think that today you have spoken from the hearts of countless women, if not all female beings. What a day! When in history has there been something like this? Never. Never. I remembered an experience from the past where I suffered because of these masculine aspects. And then a sister came to me, put her arm around me and said, yes, that's what this world is like. but the same light burns in you as in every brother. And that helped me immensely. And that's what she said today. Within you are the powers of the being. They are in all beings, in sisters, in brothers, and we may dare to approach these powers to draw closer to Christ within us. We don't have to listen to dignitaries as it was over the last millennia. We may go to Christ within us, and therein lies the strength. And she also said that this way, a little more peace can arise in this world. I believe that the way she spoke into our hearts today holds such incredible power. And it is worth standing up for this as a woman, as a sister. And within all of us actually also lies the longing to return to the unity. Also a longing for unity between brothers and sisters. Thank you very much.
Well, I must say that as a man, I'm also really grateful that Gabriele has summed this up so succinctly from a spiritual point of view. Because when you look at the world today, the nations are being led by men into the abyss of destruction. That's just the way it is. Even if we think that today we're living in an age of equality, I realize myself that we often don't feel how things really are for many women in everyday life, but also starting with what Gabriele said, well, the churches, the men have managed to establish an image in many, many minds that there were only male apostles. It is one of the greatest lies of humanity that there were no women in the inner circle of Jesus of Nazareth. And so I strive every day to grow in terms of equality and justice because I think, and Gabriele also makes it very clear, that the kingdom of peace also means that here among the sexes, equality and justice will emerge.
I think it's great how you described that because I also felt how Gabriele impressed upon us that it is not about the genders fighting against each other, that the women are now waking up in order to rise up against men, but that it should be about unity. And I also believe that the brothers, the men in the world, are not doing so well with the way the energies are flowing at the moment, also with this being superior or subordinate. That is certainly not what fulfills a man, I think. And so it does me good to feel that we are finding the way to each other, becoming brothers and sisters, truly brotherly, sisterly. I find this thought really beautiful.
We can really thank Gabriele for this. She knows that within we're all children of God. And it gives me so much joy to be here in this community and to look to the right and left and see so many sisters, so many brothers who stand up equally for Christ and for his values. He came for peace, and that is the love and unity among us. And I know that here a counterpole is emerging for the whole world. Here we strive to live the 5 principles, and I think we can do it.
Dear brothers and sisters, I would also like to join in this thank you. And our sister came to this earth several times, into this brutal man's world again and again, with courage, with strength, with all her love for us. She has not only given her reputation for us, she gave her life for us, and more than once. Why? Because she loves God, because she loves us, and she wants us to return to our eternal home, into unity, into the embrace of God our Father, all of us together. And what courage and what strength she had. And now she encourages all of us, all women in this world, to truly stand up for God and take responsibility for a new world together with our brothers. That is a really beautiful image, and I am very grateful for it. Thank you.
We have another contribution here in the hall with Giuliano.
Gabriele has taken a stand for women today, and I was also very moved by this. I felt it was like being shaken up too, to become more and more aware. Where do I overlook women? Where do I brush aside what they feel or what they want to tell me? For me, it was also a wake-up call to really stand up for the sisters. And for that, I would also like to thank Gabriele.
I find it incredibly motivating that we, as brothers and sisters, really support each other in growing back into these literally God given principles. Because there are strengths on both sides, and as she said, it only works in unity. And for that, all sides need to wake up.
Dear brothers and sisters, what definitely unites us here in the community is that we want to turn to Christ, that we want to put Christ at the center. We sisters as well as our brothers, that definitely unites us and also helps us to find the way to each other. And I think that with this awareness, we can now share the supper of love together, remain with our neighbor in the love for God and neighbor, and also give thanks that our Father cares for us so lovingly with all the food that has also been prepared in the community. Let us go into a prayer of thanksgiving together and then share the supper of love.
Dear viewers, dear friends all over the world, we would be very happy to receive your thoughts and comments. WhatsApp +49 151 188 38742, or write to free-community@god-in-us.de.